I am definitely, definitely loving the maturity. I keep saying it. There is a level of maturity in this season, and most of you might not like it, especially those of you that are always all about violence. You will not really support or like the level of maturity that is being displayed. But then I feel like it's not every time we should always be toxic, or it's not every time we push a certain narrative. No, it's not. Anyway, guys, I think it's because of the level of maturity. That's why I keep coming back, because I told you on a normal day this is not something I would usually do. My name is Karina Udewe, aka Karina U, and we are live on Bbnaija Conversations. On Bbnaija Conversations, we try to analyze, try to discuss things that are very necessary, and also work on trying to create an impact with what we are saying from the reality game show. Guys, a lot happened. A lot, when I say a lot happened. The first eviction night, everybody had a special expectation or a normal expectation that, as usual, they'll bring in new sets of housemates or new sets of all stars. But then the whole eviction night was just so peaceful and calm, and I feel like because of the way it was so peaceful and calm, the trends were not that much like the launch show. It's like Ibuka said today, they just want to be peaceful, they just want to be calm. Even from their wager presentation that was looking some type of way, even Ibuka noticed that it was looking some type of way, Biggie still gave it to them. He still told them that, you know what, you guys can have you guys can win the wager. Everything was just peaceful and it wasn't looking normal. Like, already in my head I was feeling like more people will be added, but I feel like probably Bbnaija is comfortable with the content these guys are giving. That's why they didn't bring in anybody. Maybe not, I don't know. But then let's talk about, let's keep analyzing and plotting our graph to see what Biggie could be up to. Okay, so let's talk about how the first eviction night went down, although nobody was evicted. So Ibuka came in, did his normal introduction, and then showed highlights of a week. As you all know, this previous week was somehow some type of way, fight here and there. And he dived into the house to ask questions. He asked Adekunle first about his rule, him being the head of house. Was he very normal? Was he stiff? Was he hard on them? And Adekunle gave a very matured reply. He said, look, these housemates have experienced Bbnaija before. They are adults, they are matured, they can as well do how they want to do that. He cannot force grown adults to behave a certain type of way. I like the fact that he said these housemates have done the show before. The part where he said they have done the show before, it makes sense. So if you have come to Bbnaija reality game show, you're supposed to behave a certain kind of way. That's why I said the level of maturity is what I love about this season, and that's why I keep coming back to discuss about it, which was a very fair answer. He gave a very fair answer. So most people were expecting Ibuka to ask about the Sisi and Alex fight. They're expecting to ask about Bbnaija and Benita drama with Messi, Ike, all those places. Baba just know. In fact, Ibuka was not all about that energy. He just wanted to talk on things that were very necessary, and that is why that's what we do here on Bbnaija Conversations. We talk about things that are very much necessary. Ibuka also asked the BFF guys, which is the friends. If you watch my previous video, I explained what the BFF is all about. Friends that will accompany the head of house. He asked Soma and Sheyi whether when the time comes for them to return their favor to Adekunle, are they going to be doing that? And they clearly stated that if they want to do it, they will definitely do it. That after all, it's a game. So it's quite understandable that Adekunle also understands that this thing is a game. I like the fact that they all know that this is a game, and they've come to understand that there is no friendship here. We'll do how we want to do it. We'll play the game the way we want to play. Nobody should feel hurt. Nobody should feel sad that, oh, I didn't do this for you because you did it for me the first time. Like, okay, I helped you out, so you should help me out. You know, all those kind of things is not there. That's why I say there is maturity. Key word for this year, Bbnaija All Stars, is maturity. Questions again still came to the table, and Ebuka asked Mercy concerning her being standing up for women, and okay, he asked Mercy why she thinks that it's a women's season and the women have to, you know, win the show and all of that. And Mercy gave some response that to me I feel like, okay, yes, women want to win, women want to rise, but then how many women are happy to see you win? I mean, not all women are comfortable seeing their fellow women win. Her point was more like, okay, can you can as well just allow the women to take over, and that every woman in the house should be able to carry each other along, you know. And it actually, Mercy is actually displaying that in the house. I love how she has been standing for Ilebaye, trying to make sure that Ilebaye is not being bullied. That's something I like. I like when people speak for people, especially when you know that, okay, this person, what this person is doing is not right. Like, they call a spade a spade. You don't do things, oh, because this person is my friend, let me do. You know, Mercy is friends with Venita, and Venita is not too cool with Ilebaye. The fact that she's not too cool with Ilebaye, she's not allowing that energy to affect she and Ilebaye. So if Venita has a problem with Ilebaye, let Venita go and face Ilebaye. But Mercy, she doesn't have any problem with Ilebaye, so she'll keep being friends with her and she'll keep advising her and standing for her. So I love the fact that Mercy is always standing for the women. So Ebuka asked Doyin that, does he support what Mercy said? And Doyin said, look, there will still be issues among women, that there's no how that women will not be in a particular space and they will not have issues. And crazy thing is that this past week, most of the fights were from women. I can remember Cross saying that the whole issues and drama was mostly from the women, from Sisi to Alex fight to Tolani Badge and Ilebaye and all of that. So what else happened? I'm just talking about the things that Ebuka was asking. Okay, so Ebuka now directed the question to Cross. Asked Cross that, does he support the fact that women should take over this season? And Cross now came up with this narrative that the women get more gigs than the men, that if they come out of the house, the women are more favored. There were some little things. Ebuka asked him, why do you have to say that? And then Cross now said, because they have big nyash and big breast. And Mercy was like, no. I really do not fancy the fact that Cross said it's all about big nyash and breast, even though it's kind of true. But then we shouldn't push that narrative that, okay, a lady should have big breast and nyash before she can get all that support. No, that narrative should be dead and gone. Ebuka asked Fraud gave his own response that most of the brands, they mostly need women for their brand promotion and all that. And at the end of the day, the whole eviction night was now looking at having intelligent and important, necessary conversation, because all these things that Ebuka asked this housemate are things that are happening and going on in the house, because there are a lot of alliances that is being formed. Most people feel that, oh, why should the winner of the show, somebody that have won the show, why should somebody that have won the show come back to the house? Most people are saying, oh, a woman has to win. There are so many narratives, and I like the fact that Ebuka puts it on the housemates for them to discuss among themselves and make it more like a debate. So for me, I feel like the eviction night was a very healthy one. I think I've pointed out almost everything that Ebuka asked. There was something that Ebuka said. He said from next week, the next eviction show, that ex-housemates will come in as judges. They will be the eviction jury. They'll be the ones that will kick out most of the housemates. So how is this going to be done? How this is going to be done is that housemates with the lowest votes, their names will be brought to this jury. Then the jury among themselves will now decide who they think should stay and who they think should leave. I don't know if you guys feel that will make sense. I don't know. Probably people are just trying to spice up things. That's the way me I feel. And there was something he said about pay something, but I really didn't get that. If I'm able to get that, probably in my next video when I come here, when I'm talking about the HOH games, I will definitely give an explanation of one of the stuff he talked about. Something pay, something you have to go to the diary room to do one thing. I didn't really get that part. I got distracted at that point. So I like the fact that Ibuka advised them at the end of the eviction night, and he also told them the eviction was not real. I like the fact that he told them that, look, this is a fresh game show. This is not all about double wala. This is not all about Sikobi. This is not all about level up. This is not all about I was a winner of the show. Because I'm beginning to see pride in most of these housemates. And I also feel like these older housemates, those ones that came for the show, might end up having lowest votes because their level of pride is becoming so obvious that Ibuka had to advise them and tell them that, look, you guys are all equal. And that's one thing I always advise people. If you go to a certain environment, the fact that, okay, you've gotten to some certain level in life, when you now go to a certain environment, you now want to have this form of pride. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. When you go to an environment, you study environment, you live the way you see everybody. You live equally. Everybody should be equal. And Ibuka clearly stated that all of you are equal because you are all coming to look for 120 million. So I feel like if you're coming for 120 million naira, you shouldn't come and start saying, oh, I was once a winner. Oh, I won the show before. You don't know how these fans react. These fans could switch. They could decide to say, okay, you don't win that before, make another person winner. Do you get? And most of these fans, their talk can be audio talk, sharp. I don't know. But then I feel like the level of pride from these older housemates who were at the top 4, top 5 can actually bring them down. So they need to tread carefully and they shouldn't mess up their games. Guys, I don't know if I had talked about everything, the things that I missed out. I was going to talk about like the whole week drama and give highlights of the entire week. In all, I feel like week 1 was super cool. Like there were things to learn. People that I really admire so much in the house. I admire Dui. I admire the fact that she's always standing out for Ilibai, despite the fact that sometimes Ilibai and messes up. I admire Mercy too. I admire Mercy and Ike actually because these two people were ex-lovers and their relationship did not end well. But I like the fact that they did not bring their drama or whatever happened to them into the game show. Like they are focused on getting the 120 million, which is what I was actually expecting from Sisi and Alex. I was expecting that okay, these two people will be good friends and probably the fans will now, create a story out of their experience and all. But then human beings behave differently. Like as I said, I like the level of maturity, and the housemates were sitting down to talk about very interesting conversations. I'm sure I said it in my previous video. So let's see how week 2 is going to be. If I'm to come back here again to talk about the HOH game as usual, probably HOH and Ouija, I'll merge them together. But if I'm able to deliver on time, I'll just do the HOH and probably talk about the Ouija presentation. So thank you guys for sticking around. I'm sure this video will be so long, and get involved with whatever we're talking about in our comment section on YouTube at Gist Always. Share your 2 cents, your opinions, what you think, and don't say, oh, because this is Big Brother, waiting they do, where the girls go there, they chop, they sleep and all that. There are a lot of things you can learn. There are things, certain things, not like a lot of things, certain things that you can actually learn from the game show. So guys, I have to wrap it up. There's a lot to do. See you in my next video, and don't forget to follow me at Karen Ayu on all social media platforms, and please kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. More exciting content will be coming your way.
Visit www.gistalways.ng to be inspired and be informed.